Before people, well, they're already getting off. There'll be no class this Sunday here. I'm having a retreat this weekend. People are coming from all over the place, and so the only classes will be at the retreat. There'll be, three on Saturday, three on Sunday, one Friday night. If anyone's interested, there's still space open for a retreat in October. I think it's like there's three spaces open. I just found out. If anyone's interested in coming in October, I think I don't know, it's in early October sometime. Does anyone have a question they would like to ask?
Hi, Stuart. Leo here.
Yes, Leo.
Um, During the meditation this time, and I mean, this is something that I feel often, but it got so very obvious right now that I'm really scared. I'm a lot scared about, afraid, or about my performance at work, about what's going on in the world, and and while doing the meditation, I just try as best as I can to stay with the breath and my attention down at my hara. But at the same time, it's kind of like feeling very vulnerable at the same time.
Uh, Leo, I think you have to finally accept the fact that you're a human being. You have to accept this. And what goes on in the world can frighten anybody. The kind of way politics and wars and all this stupidity that goes on in life. It's scary. I mean, sometimes I read it and I go, "Oh my God." At the same time, it reminds me, Stuart, that it's all an illusion. It's a frightening illusion. It's an illusion that, you know, kills many people and people fight wars. But at the same time, everything passes. It all passes. It's all transient. It's all drama of this moment. And it's the drama of this moment because people do not invest themselves in developing a system inside that enables them to connect with the highest form of energy in the universe. And not having that kind of system, it means they take out all this drama on each other. And yes, it's scary. You're just a human being. I mean, you think that where you live in Norway and two countries away, they're bombing each other like hell. It's a scary thing. At the same time, it's a thing that is reminding you that you really have to grow inside. You have to get strong enough inside yourself where you can emotionally, mentally, and physically detach yourself from all of this kind of madness that goes on in the world. Leo, I say this a lot. I cannot remember one day in my life when the world hasn't been crazy. I'm a lot older than you, and I cannot remember one day where there hasn't been war somewhere in the world, genocide, racial things, poverty, hunger, people starving. And eventually, it used to, I mean, when I was younger, I was picketing the United Nations, picketing in New York, everywhere, make peace, not war, make love, not war. And finally, I realized, Stuart, the problem is not there, it is in me. This is telling me that I have to get stronger inside myself. I have to build a system that is connected to spirit that gives me the power to detach myself from all of this nonsense that goes on in the world, because that is not going to stop. That is going to go on as long as there are two people on the planet Earth thinking. There's going to be some kind of war going on in the world. But it's a reminder to all of us, we need to get stronger. We can't get sucked into that. We can't allow that madness to determine the way we live our lives every day. And that takes a lot of work on oneself, but it's an incredible reminder of what we have to do. If we don't do it, then we get sucked into it and it eats our lives away. All of that madness. And that, as I said just before, is not going to go away. It's just us as human beings have to build a system inside where we can keep the heart open, where we can keep the mind quiet, and probably more than anything, where we can detach ourselves from all of the madness that goes on in the world. We get strong enough to where, our connection with spirit is much more powerful than it is with what goes on in the material world. We have no choice in the matter. Do you understand? We don't, because that material world crap is not going to go away. The greed, the money, the things that people do to destroy each other, to make money, the competition for who has the most money, I mean, it's all insane. And I cannot remember a day in my life when it hasn't been going on. I can remember days of my life where my system got strong enough not to be attached to it, where I could be free of that. It no longer controlled me and determined how I live my life every day. And yes, look, people that live in the Middle East, you have to be very careful. You never know when a drone is going to come or a bomb is going to come, so you got to be very, very conscious about the way you live your life every day. At the same time, one has to truly build a system inside themselves that's strong enough to truly detach from all this stuff. It's illusion, it's divine craziness. I once wrote a book, Madness Falling from the Sky. That's what it is, madness falling from the sky. As a reminder to all of us that we need to grow. We're here to learn how to be happy people, to be full of love. We're here to learn how to nurture the soul so that it becomes one with God, and maybe more than anything else, how to transform suffering into an open heart. Now, I'm not saying what I'm talking about is easy to do. It is not. Much easier to get caught up in all this crap that goes on in the world. Much more difficult to finally say, okay, it's enough. I will build that kind of system in myself. And all of this stuff that goes on, it's a reminder of how I don't want to live. And accept yourself as a human being. I mean, for God's sake, in the country next to you where you're living, Leo, they're dropping bombs on you. It's crazy. And when you try to think of why they're doing this, you can't come up with one good reason. At the same time, it's what you have to deal with every day. And then you got to deal with your own inner life, your own sense of well-being, your own sense of, having values in your life, a purpose for your life. And that will never come about if you allow this stuff to take over. I hope it's clear what I'm talking about because it's all just a reminder. Hey, at the end of the day, the only person I spend 24 hours a day with is myself. And if I can't feel joy in my heart and love in my heart and like myself and my self-worth as a human being, You understand? You can't blame anybody else. You're just not doing the work on yourself that enables you to live that way. And I'm not saying this is easy. I mean, I read the media, yeah, almost every day, and I see what goes, and it's almost to me like some crazy movie. I shake my head and say, why? What? Why do people have to live this way, treat each other this way? There's no explainable reason to me. At the same time, it's an incredible reminder, Stuart, you're here to learn how to live with love, with compassion, with joy, with kindness, and to do service to God, and not to allow the madness falling from the sky. And I won't, I mean, look, that's not a line I originally wrote. Rabindranath Tagore did. And I thought it was a great title for my book that I wrote. To determine the way I have to live my life every day. And if you feel a little nervous and a little frightened, we're just human, for God's sake. I'm a human being. Somebody is threatening my life. Well, I remember once, I'll never forget this, when Rudy had invited Paravilayat Khan to come to his meditation center to give a talk. And Paravilayat was really a very well-known, Sufi kind of mystic, Islam, Muslim. And he came and he gave a talk. And in the back of the audience, there was a bunch of young people, maybe in their 20s, early 30s, who were making a lot of trouble, a lot of ruckus. And I'll remember after Paravilayat finished talking and he went upstairs to Rudy's apartment, we were out in the hall with these young people who were creating all this ruckus. And one of Rudy's students started to do the meditation exercise. Well, and Rudy said to him, Schmuck, just stay focused inside. Don't do your double breathing here. You've got to stay just focused in the moment and what this moment might bring. And it was really true. There was no time for the double breathing exercise. It was time to stay really centered and totally aware of what that moment, because it could have gotten very explosive and very dangerous. So we need to live in this world and be completely aware of what is going on in this world at the same time, building a system inside through meditation classes, through spiritual practice, to detach ourselves from it and understand that it's all transitional. It's transitory. It's all an illusion. It's Maya. And it can't suck our energy. People have the same problem in families and friendships, at jobs, at where they work, you know, same kind of problems. And it's just really a manifestation of lacking the inner strength to be able to deal with these things, with allowing these things to deal with us. And it's an illusion to think that someday all that external objective stuff is going to stop. It's not going to stop. I promise you, it will not stop. I know people say one day we're going to be living in the age of Aquarius. I've been hearing that for so many years, and I'm just wondering what happened. The age of Aquarius comes when people learn to live here with their open hearts. That's the age of Aquarius. And each and every one of us can learn that.
Thank you, Stuart. That was the age of Aquarius. Yeah, I think I have my own version of waiting for that, where I feel it seems like I have to um, um, have a sense of safety and acceptance from the outer world before I can sort of do things. And I'm getting more and more acquainted with the fact that the world doesn't work like that, that I have to have the capacity to do things even though it feels scary to do them, for example.
You just
And
have to do it for yourself, Leo.
yeah,
And then the whole outside world begins to change. You see the world differently. It no longer intimidates you. It teaches you how to even go deeper inside yourself. The whole world changes when you finally do that for yourself. And it doesn't change because the madness suddenly stops. You just see the world differently. And you can forgive all these people and you can, what are they teaching me about me? What kind of wars go on inside of me? I know this is all the pain in the ass, but we all go through it. We all have to go through this. And it is a royal pain in the ass that life has to be so crazy. But what are you going to do? We go through it. And we need to learn how to grow because of it and learn how to fix ourselves inside. And then we begin to see it differently.
yeah, thank you, Stuart. What I'm getting from this is that when things get scary, I think I tend to hide and seek safety instead of growing. And that's a kind of a memo I haven't sort of.
Well, you're getting there, Leo. We wouldn't be talking about this today if you weren't getting there. So have patience with yourself. You're getting there.
And maybe what you said, that being scared is a part of being human. It's There's nothing wrong with it, sort of. I think yeah, it's a part of being human. Thank you.
You're welcome. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? Okay, the next class at this time will be on Tuesday. And you all have a wonderful weekend. God bless you and thank you. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of this. And I'm looking forward to seeing everybody soon. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Stuart.
You're welcome, Chris. You're welcome.
Thank you.